Hi BookTube, my name is Kate, this is my channel, Chapter Kate. So today I'm going to be talking about a little poll that I put up on my Twitter account about 1.5 weeks ago, something like that. And basically this poll was, what type of BookTube videos do you prefer watching? What are your favorite types of videos to watch? I'd kind of divided videos into 4 main categories to kind of go that way. So the categories were, had to get my cheat sheet, were book reviews / rant reviews. So any type of review of books was the first category. Haul videos and unhaul videos. Because I feel like those are sort of similar in that they're kind of just quick little, hey, this is the book, and this book, and this book. Then book tag videos, which are one of the most popular books that I see people make. And then bookish discussion videos. This is kind of a catch-all for anything else. So like anything like, I'm going to talk about my favorite mystery books, or I like when people do this in books, and I don't know why I'm talking in this accent. I sound like a wizard. I left this poll up for about a week. And actually it was exactly a week, and I got about 40 votes with the poll. Each vote counts for 2.5% of the overall votes. However, it doesn't do half percentages on the results, so it actually rounds up for the ones that have a 0.5%, so it winds up being like 101% total if you add it up. Statistics! At work we call them statities. Also remember, this is your favorite BookTube videos to watch, not to make. But I am going to be talking a little bit about why each of them may have landed where they are, and about the positives and the negatives to each type of video. In 4th place, with 15% of the votes, which was about 6 votes, is book tags. So I found this kind of odd that it ended up in 4th place, because it started off pretty strong and then it's just gradually got lower in the ranks there. I find this is probably the most popular type of video that is made, so I kind of thought it was odd to see it so low on the rankings. Some of the positives about book tag videos are that they're accessible, they are familiar, and they're kind of like pre-packaged videos. You know what to expect. There's some sort of topic, and then there's like a question or a prompt, and then you pick a book or you pick something in a book to kind of go with the prompt. And it's usually pretty, you know, safe. It's you know what to expect when you're going in. You know it's not gonna be like too deviant from what you expect. And it's also a really good place to get really quick book recs. And then some of the negative aspects of that is that book tag videos can be repetitive. And someone might see the same thing over and over and over and over again. And if you've already seen the tag several times, you may be less likely to watch book tag videos if you've kind of already seen the tag like a million times. And you're like, I can't watch any more people put on makeup. They don't know how to put on makeup while they wear headphones doing this tag video. So 3rd place was bookish discussion videos, and this got 23% or 9 votes. So this technically would qualify as a bookish discussion video, even though it's a BookTube video discussion video, BookTube video discussion video about BookTube videos discussing books. Some of the positives of these are that they give variety, they're personal, and they're usually unique opinions. And someone who actually commented on this was Amy Yuki Vickers. She talked about how she likes book discussion videos, but she likes to kind of get a little bit into the perspective of the person who reviews the book. So she likes to also see videos where they talk a little bit more personally about their lives, so that she kind of knows where they're coming from when they do talk about books. But this book discussion videos are probably the topic that covers the most wide range of videos, because this can be anything from, you know, writing topics to book preferences to book annoyances to like book items to vlogs to personal experiences with certain things with books. It can cover so many different things, and they're usually very unique opinions. Some of the negatives for this is if it's a topic you're not interested in, you're probably not going to watch it. Sometimes this is how controversies get started with these videos, because they are usually opinionated and they're personal, and it's easier for someone to disagree with that for some reason than it is just, oh, I don't like this book, because they're actively saying this is my opinion. And I find that to be something that can cause controversy pretty quickly if it's like a touchy topic. Any sort of social topics that someone covers when they do videos cause usually an uproar, and sometimes that attracts viewers, sometimes that deflects people that want to stay out of sort of the sensitive topic area in BookTube. Also, sometimes bookish discussion videos can be very disorganized and they kind of ramble for a while. And honestly, like if I go to a video and it's like an organized video, like a tag, and the beginning starts off with a ramble and it just goes on forever and ever and over, I'm less likely to finish that video because I usually click on it because I want to see what the video is about, you know, whatever it's titled. And if there's a lot of stuff added to it, I'm just usually kind of done. Second place was the hauls and unhauls videos category, and that got 25% of the vote, so it barely beat out bookish discussion videos. It only beat it by 1 vote, so it got 10 votes total. I've seen a lot of people kind of talk down on book hauls, and probably not book unhauls, but book haul videos. I've seen a lot of people talk about it's frustrating to see so many of them become so successful because it's kind of saying, look what I bought. I bought this. I bought this. And they don't give that much of a synopsis of the book. And they feel like it's very just consumerist. However, I feel like there are some positives to book haul and unhaul videos. With book hauls, it is another familiar template of video. You kind of know what to expect. They're like, hey, I bought these books. I feel guilty about it, or I don't, and they're pretty, and these are what they are. And then they just give like a short description of each one. A lot of people have to say, oh, I can just look up these descriptions online. However, I don't find that that's true because I'm not going to just look up descriptions for every book that comes out. And I find watching these videos is kind of a quicker way for me to kind of find out what people are reading and get a couple of recommendations that I may not have looked for otherwise and just find a little bit about them. So I kind of like the short descriptions. I don't like when they just say, hey, I don't know what this is about, and then they go to the next book. But I do like when they, you know, hold them up and talk about a little bit about what's inside of them. As for unhauls, the same reason. It talks about some books and it may talk about why they didn't like it, or they may say, oh, I like this because of this. I'm just getting rid of it because I don't want it anymore. And I like that it gives you just a quick overview of the books without going super in-depth. The negatives will be what everyone says that is against them, is that sometimes people don't give any details. Some people are just like, look at these 1,000,000 books I bought, and it kind of promotes overspending, which is not a healthy thing. However, you do have your own free will, and you do have, you know, the choice to make, oh, I'm going to buy all these books or I'm going to save my money. So while it is influencing, sometimes it influences people that watch the videos, it's not by any means controlling your behavior. So I don't feel like saying, oh, it encourages overspending is entirely fair, because anything can encourage anything if you're watching it and you're making the choice to watch that video. And sometimes, of course, some people can't afford books, so they might watch library haul videos. I find that this is actually the reason I don't watch like unboxings very much, is because I personally cannot find myself spending that much money to get a package of stuff that I don't know if I want and that I might be wasting every month. So. And of course, another negative is that sometimes they're not uninformative, but I already kind of touched on that. And then in first place, we got book reviews and rant reviews, which got 38% or 15 votes in this poll. When I first joined BookTube, I thought that I had to have a ton of book reviews to be relevant and to be an actual booktuber. So I thought that this was the primary video people wanted. However, I don't actually see that many of them around, and I find that it's probably the type of video that I watch the least. However, it did get first place in this poll. It's positive because it gives you an in-depth look at books and into someone's perspective on those books, and you can compare your insights to their insights. You can look a little bit more into it. If you're thinking about buying a book and then someone's like, this book is bad, then you might be like, oh, you might give it a little bit more thought before you purchase that book. The negatives, however, are that people often won't watch the review unless it's relevant to their interests. If it's a book that I have never heard of, I have no interest in, or I have heard of it and I just still don't have any interest in it, I'm likely not going to watch that video. Sometimes I'm scared that I'm going to get a spoiler, and I'm like, I don't really want to watch that. I know a lot of them are like a non-spoiler review, but then I'm like, is that telling me anything at all? I don't know. So I guess with book reviews, it's really up to if you're interested in that particular piece of literature or not, because if you're not interested in it, why watch it? Then you either have everyone's covering the same book, or a couple of people are covering these very out there books that no one's heard of, and then no one wants to watch it because they're not familiar with the book. Not to mention, it's mostly opinion based. Not always, but a lot of times it's opinion based, and people put these disclaimers in it that last like a year. Like, you can just say, hey, if I don't like it, that doesn't mean that you won't like it, and then be done. But instead of like, little disclaimer, I know no one likes these, but blah, 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 blah. I'm tired of it. I'm tired. Just throw it in there without having to label it as a disclaimer. It would be less annoying if you didn't say, oh, this is a disclaimer. Stop. Please, just stop. So that's a little bit of a look at what types of videos people like to watch. However, this was a very small sample size. Only 40 people voted in this. Who knows, I might do it again a couple months from now or a year from now when I have a larger following. Here's hoping. I want to see if anything has changed with that. I might include different categories. I might group them differently. However, this is just the type of video people like to watch that voted in this. Tell me what kind of video you like to watch. What are your favorite types of videos? Comment below with that. And if you would like more of this junk, subscribe below. Bye!